Alright, so I just go ahead a little bit and I did a few changes on the robots, but I didn't capture them on video because they are pointless. So the first thing I did is I went and I painted some darker colors on those pieces. Actually, I'm gonna open the Photoshop. So I just went and painted some darker pieces. You can see I just did some quick changes on the textures. I didn't change anything that drastically, but anything I did, I showed you the techniques I had, so it's not something that you've missed or anything. And what I want to do now is I want to show you quickly how I'm gonna fix something which I came across quite sometimes when I'm working with those kind of textures. So first I'm gonna go in here and I can show you that we have this kind of a big scratch in here which may looks okay, but we want to put some text there, and for the moment this looks kind of too much at this area. So what I can do is quickly I can go to Photoshop and find this place where it is, and I can find my yellow metal part. This is the only layer where I have this yellow texture. I have a lot of post-production and all those other things on top of it, and in order just to see this one I'm gonna press Alt and left mouse click on this one. So this way I can isolate only this piece where I have the yellow scratch which I don't like. So I'm gonna go on the layer and I'm going to go to my clone stamp tool and I'm just gonna pick somewhere from the outside, change this to something soft and just start to quickly paint just to erase it. So if I press Alt now, I'm gonna get back and probably have some other layer with similar properties, but as you can see it's much less now and it's not that kind of much annoying. So I'm gonna quickly preview this. I'm gonna copy it and paste and save. Sorry. So here it looks a little bit better right now. We still have the specularity from the last specular map we created. Another thing I want to change now is I can come here to render and actually I'm gonna turn off my ambient occlusion, and usually it's off, and I'm gonna when it turns on it's 1 and just I set it to 2. Add this kind of a tiny small effects, and also I want to change my post-production to Portland, I think it is. So change it to this one, and it's called Polaroid. Actually, sorry about it. So the effect looks like this, and what I want to do is I want to go down and turn off the chromatic aberration to 0. So this way I'll have only my piece, and I can turn off the sharpness a little bit up, just slightly, and now so I can see it. And now if I change the light a little bit, I can see a little bit my detail a little bit better. So far we have this kind of a piece for the robot, and I want to add some additional things to it. But as you can see inside of Photoshop, we'll have hard time, for example, projecting something on the helmet correctly, or we can do it on the chest, or probably some other pieces, but it's much easier to have a 3D control on something that you want to project. So the first thing I want to do now is I want to go back inside of 3 Studio Max, and I'm gonna select this piece I have, which is the robot. So I'm gonna apply a tessellate modifier, and I'm gonna change it to quads, and I'm gonna set it to 2, and I'm gonna turn off tension to 0. This will look like our low poly piece, but it will have just a little bit more subdivisions. And why use tessellate than turbo smooth? Well, I'll show you the differences. If I apply turbo smooth on it, the boxes will, the edges will get chamfered and so on, and that's not what I want, because I want a clean straightened projection. So instead of turbo smooth, I'm going to use tessellate, which is going to keep my shapes as much as possible. And right now I'm going to export this as an OBJ, and I'm gonna call it Mudbox paint mesh. So okay, there's some crash instead of Free Max, so I'm gonna pause the video and relaunch Free Max again. Alright, we're back, so I'm just gonna quickly change to quads and leave texture coordinates and normals and smooth groups on, and just gonna hit export. So I got this exported. So the next step I want to do is I want to go to Mudbox. So I have my Mudbox open and it's empty. So first of all, I want to import a mesh. And now I want to find my mesh, which is this one. I want to add it inside of Mudbox. So the mesh looks like this. I can press G to go to export mode and take a look around. I'm gonna press W to see what it is there. So this is how the mesh itself looks and so on. But for the sake of this, I'm gonna press T again, and since I don't need to display my normal maps and anything, I just want to know where I can project stuff. But actually, since we have kind of a detail which looks like this, where we have those small areas in this area, or pieces that are like this, for example, or even like those, I won't put something there. But in order to do it, I just want to make sure that I have an idea where that is. So inside of Mudbox, I can go up here where it says sculpt and paint, and I'm gonna go to the paint section. And now I just want to go to the small arrow and import the layer. The first thing I want to do is go to my textures and import robots normal. When I hit open, it will ask me on which channel do I want to import the layer. Select the channel for the imported layer. So I'm gonna press again the small triangle and choose normal map. When I hit OK, the normal map is gonna get loaded on my mesh. As you can see, it doesn't look okay, and probably that's not the perfect inside of here, but we have some tessellation down on the mesh as well, so that's not okay. But for the needs I have for projection and so on, this will do perfectly. So now what I want to do quickly is I just want to show you what we're gonna do. So the first thing I want to do is make a new layer, and I want to make this 4K, and I want to make it PNG as well. Actually, let's make it 8-bit target, and let's change the channel to diffuse because we're going to project diffuse textures. So if we hit OK, that's what it will load in there. It will create a new layer which we're going to use. But in order to be a little bit more precise and have a better idea of what I'm doing, I'm just going to do another thing quickly. I'm going to come inside of Photoshop. I'm going to select my larger texture I have, and I'm going to resize it just a little bit by half, and this I'm gonna just sharpen quickly, and I'm gonna save it as JPEG, and this is going to be quick diffuse temporary because we're gonna do this one, we don't need it, and I'm gonna leave it about 1 megabyte. The reason I won't do this in smaller size is I don't want to add too much memory inside of Mudbox since I have a lot of programs opened. It's a good and quick efficient way just to preview what I have underneath anything. So I'm gonna come here and I'm gonna import the layer. I'm just gonna select the quick diffuse temp I did, and I'm gonna import it as diffuse. And now I'm gonna drag it underneath my other layer. So I right click with the mouse and go to flatten. I can quickly see my mesh and what I have there. So anything we did now, we're gonna leave it like this, and in our next chapter we're gonna continue on and go to Photoshop and prepare some textures we want to project on the robot itself.